I'm the Grinch, Cindy Lou Who. I live in Whoville, who are you? I got a dog, his name is Max. Coffee in my cup, that is a fact.
So I just want to state ahead of time that I did use these 4 pictures for reference when it came to her outfit and her makeup to help me through this whole video. So I hope you guys enjoy. Let's get started on recreating this Martha May Whovier. I'm going to start off by using the Pop Beauty Peak Performance Brow Definer in the shade Brunette, I think it is. It's not my correct shade because I did receive this in an Ipsy glam bag and it was not my correct shade. So I'm just going to use this to fill in my brows. Martha's brows did not look any defined or anything like that, so I'm not going to do my normal routine. So I'm just going to fill them in with this light brow pencil. I'm going to go in with my ColourPop No Filter Concealer in a shade Medium Dark 34, which was previously Golden 40, and just clean up the brows and also prime the eyelids with this concealer as well. I'm just going in with this small brush from the BH Cosmetics Rose Gold set to blend out the top part of my brows, and then going in with the brush to just blend in on the lid part. I'm not setting it with any powder because this is a matte finish concealer, so it's going to dry down. Now I'm going to use the Take Me to Brazil palette from BH Cosmetics and use that light lime green matte shade and apply that throughout the crease and taking it all the way up to the brow bone. I'm patting it in first and then going back and blending it out because that will allow me to have the most pigmentation out of this and get the most vibrancy out of the shade, because some of these shades are not as pigmented, so you do have to pack them in and then blend them out after. Pack them in, pack them on. Now I'm going to go in with that light green shimmery shade and apply that directly on the brow bone. I didn't see much of a highlight on her face and her eyes, so I just wanted to add a little bit to it so it's not just, that green shade way up there. I'm going to go back in with that brush that has that light lime matte green shade and just blend that into the brow bone highlight so it's not too harsh. I did add another shade of highlight into that too, and it made it look a little bit more blue, so that's why I messed up at. I'm going to go into that darker green matte shade and just blend that throughout the crease. I want more of like a transition. And it did look like she had a deeper toned green in the crease as well. I couldn't really see much, but I tried my best. And I'm just going to keep building that shade up to my desired liking. I'm going back in with that dark green matte shade and a mixture of that black and applying that on the outer V and blending that into the crease as well. I wanted it to be a darker green on the outer part of the eye instead of just like a black, just like darker green, mixing those two shades together. That's how you can get a darker colors, by mixing it with black, but not too much black because then it'll overpower that one color. Now I'm going to go into this darker green shimmery shade first and apply that halfway across the lid. And then I'm going to go into that lighter shimmery green shade and only apply it on the inner part of the lid. And I'm also just spraying my brush with some dewy setting spray just to make these shades more pigmented and to also help me kind of, cut the crease on the lid a little bit. This did help do that as well. So now's the part where I'm just taking that lighter shade just to make it pop more, and I'm applying that only on the inner part of the lid. I applied that other shade like halfway in this part on the inner part. It looked like the eyeshadow that she had on the lid right there was a little bit more like glittery, but I did not have a glittery shimmery green, so I just went with one that was a little bit lighter. Now I'm going back in with some more of that green and black shade just to define the crease even more and bring out the shape in that eye as well. And I'm keeping most of the eyeshadow on the tip of the brush so it doesn't go everywhere and it just stays into the crease. And I'm opening the eye so I can feel like where the socket is at. I'm going to go into the Makeup Forever Nourishing Primer and apply that everywhere on my face except for my nose, which I had to wipe it off of my nose because I almost forgot that I should not be priming my nose because I'm going to be using some wax to apply a different type of nose. I'm using Ben Nye's Nose and Scar Wax. You have to be careful with this type of wax because it will break apart worse than like modeling wax. But I'm going to use some petroleum jelly in this spatula and apply it over the spatula and on my hands as well. It'll give a slick feel so that it'll be easier to blend this modeling, well, not modeling wax, this nose and scar wax onto my nose. I'm just going to be shaping it into like that pointy, round nose. Yeah, you guys are just gonna have to watch to believe it. But yeah, the Vaseline just helps keep the wax from sticking to your hands and the spatula when touching it. And you want to make sure to continue to stick your fingers in Vaseline as you're doing this. So once you get so much shape of a nose that you can stand, this looks like a rhinoceros, but whatever. I'm going to use these Alcone sponges. Well, I'm only going to use one. And I'm going to apply Ben Nye's clear liquid latex on my nose. But first I'm going to peel this off. And you really have to be careful with this liquid latex because it is so strong and it smells exactly like ammonia because that is what it contains. It like the smell just went all in my nose and all in my eyes, but it was fine. Like I'm fine. It's like I'm here doing this voiceover, right? So you know I'm fine. So now I'm going to go in and attach the nose back to my nose, and I had to like tilt my head back because it was sliding. I don't know if it would have been better to like let this get tacky then apply it, or at least apply some latex to the nose, which I did not apply it to the wax. But I'm just going to let it tilt back a little bit until it at least dries, semi-dries, so that it won't slide anywhere. Then I'm going to apply more latex around the wax and apply it all over the wax. You want to make sure to kind of like seal it onto your skin, and also this will help the wax dry down as well because the wax will stay sticky, so you want to make sure to dry it down with the latex. So I'm just applying it everywhere, and when I say everywhere, it does go everywhere. So yeah, it's everywhere. So while this is drying, let me show you guys how I'm going to do the lashes. So I'm going to use these LA Colors Dramatic Lash in this style Entice that I found at the Dollar Tree. And I'm going to cut these kids lashes in the style Posh into sections and then glue them onto the end of the lash just to make them long. I don't really care for those kiss lashes in the style Posh because they're like so natural. As you guys can see, the latex is dry and clear, so now I'm just going to apply that lash first, and I was like, I'm gonna see how this works out first, and if it works out good, then I'll go ahead and show you guys how I actually did this lash, just in case you wanted to create a lash like this if you can't find a long one like this at the store. Like I see so many people on YouTube with lashes like these, but I can never find them. I seen Lex from Made You Look, and I seen Mikey from Glam and Gore, and I'm like, where are they getting these long lashes from that are long on the outer part? So I was like, why not just create it myself? And these LA Colors lashes are very cheap, so they were giving me a hard time to stay down. When one side went down, the other side went up, and vice versa, but I finally got them on. Alright, so here I am to show you guys how I did the lash. So these are the LA Colors lashes that is glue next to it. I just wanted to show you guys, don't mind that. So here is the little snippet snippet of the Posh lashes. I am cutting them in half because I am going to be stacking them onto each other. So I cut about like 2 pieces at a time off. So it ends up looking something like that. And now that I have both of them together, I'm going to take some lash glue and just apply a little bit to both of the lashes, one at a time, so that the other one doesn't get stuck to anything. So now I'm going to take one at a time and apply it about halfway onto the outer corner of the lash. I'm just applying it halfway on there because I am going to be stacking them. So like half on one part of the lash and half on the other part that I just added, if that makes any sense. I'm trying my best. Trying my best. So now that I have the lashes on, I'm going to go ahead and just take whatever eyeshadow I need to clean up any glue that got everywhere. That's how I always do it. If the glue went up too high or any liner went up too high, I just take the eyeshadow that's on the lid and go over it and clean it up, and that helps so much. I'm going to go in with the sample size of the Too Faced Born This Way foundation that I have in Natural Beige and apply that everywhere. When working with the wax on your face, you want to make sure to apply a liquid foundation so that it's easier to blend it out rather than like a stick foundation, something that you're going to have to work a little bit harder to try to keep that wax from moving off. So I'm going to apply that and then blend it out with a brush, not a sponge, because I don't want to have to pounce it on top of that and risk removing it as well. I'm going to go into the Anastasia Beverly Hills Cream Contour Kit in a shade medium and use that middle contour shade to contour with, and then that pink color corrector shade to apply it as blush. I'm going to apply cream blush first and then go on top of it with a powder blush. But first I'm going to use the Black Radiance Dry Luminous Oil to make these products more creamier because they are very thick and dry at first. I'm still going to be blending everything out with the same brush, but I'm going to be applying it with my finger first to kind of warm up the product. And I'm also going to be applying some of that blush on the nose too, because it definitely looked like she had a lot of pink blush around the nose. The powder is going to help it stand out more, but I did want to keep it a little bit more natural at the beginning. Now I'm going to be going in with the LA Girl Pro Concealer and concealing under the eye and also applying it on the bridge of the nose and down the sides of the nose to help the contour stand out a little bit more as well. Also to help add some more coverage on the sides of the nose, because when I was blending out that contour, the brush was too big and it was just removing a lot of the foundation that I had on there as well. So this will help bring back more coverage. I'm going in with my Midnight Banana powder to set everything in place, and I did notice when I applied this under my eyes, it did oxidize, which means that it dried down like to a different shade, a darker shade, if you guys can see how yellow slash orange that kind of looks. But it is going to help blend everything together, especially on the nose part. On the lower lash line, I couldn't tell what she had on there, but it did look like some type of liner, and I didn't want to use like a black liner, so I am going in with this liner in a shade called Glam Jam from Marc Jacobs, and I'm applying that. It is a deeper berry shade, so I think that it'll go nice with this, and it does pop a little bit more, so I don't know, just something like that. And I'm not going to apply any mascara because it didn't look like she had any mascara. It just looked like she used her natural lashes. And I am making sure not to only apply this on the waterline, but also bring it down on the lash line so you're able to see it as well. For blush and highlighter, I'm going to go into the Becca Cosmetics Sun Tracer palette and use that beautiful pink blush and I'm applying that blush shade higher up on the cheeks, like nearly by the eyes, and keeping it towards the front of the face as well, because I do want the cheeks to look like they're higher up and you know, like they're popping off of the face. I don't know, something like that. But I didn't want to have to apply wax on the cheeks to make it stand out. You know, it just looks like she has kind of like chubby cheeks in a way. So I'm just going to imitate that. And then I'm going to apply just a little bit of the highlighter onto the cheeks because it did look like she had a little bit of highlight going on. And like I said before, I am going to apply a little bit of that blush around the nose as well, around the tip part. For the mole on the cheek, I'm just applying this Black Radiance liquid liner, and it's a really nice black shade to help pop and stand out on the cheeks. Nothing too over the top, just something simple. Now I'm going to go into the Anastasia Beverly Hills Powder Contour Kit in the shade Light to Medium and use that middle contour shade in a small brush and apply that on the Cupid's bow, which is in between, like on top of the lip part in between. That swoop, that dip down in there, honey dip. I'm going to apply some of that contour shade. I'm going to apply some of that contour shade in the middle part to help it stand out more. And I'm also going to drag that up in between like the nose part at the bottom of the nose. I don't know, something like that. And this is just going to help define it more, and I don't know, it looked like she had something like that going on as well, so I'm just doing that. For lips, I'm going in with this Black Radiance lip liner, this dual-ended lip liner. I don't know what shade it is because it rubbed off. And then this Black Radiance Perfect Tone Matte Lip Cream in the shade Rouge Red. And I'm applying that lip liner first. And I'm just following the shape that she has the lipstick because the liner part is at a point at the top of her lips, but my lips are bigger than hers, so that's why you're not going to be able to see the point as well. But I am going to overline the lips so that I do get that point. And this matte lip cream does dry down all the way matte, but I do need to buy another one because this one is sort of dried out, but it still worked out really good, and the red's still looking pretty as ever. Creating the shape of these lips kind of remind me of when I did my Pennywise look. So when I was at the store, I forgot to look for big buck teeth. So I tried to create some by using a hot glue gun to mimic it and then painting it with white paint. But as you guys can see, it did not work. I was like, no, no, no. All of this white paint is going all in my mouth. So I tried to clean off the paint off these fake teeth and put them in my mouth, but it still didn't work out. So I had to go without the buck teeth. But you know, it's always something that keeps you from going the extra mile when trying to create something like this. So I was watching the YouTubers Ellie Max, SFX Makeup, and they said that you can use polymorph plastics to morph your own teeth. So if you did want to do this at home, go ahead. But I did use a hot glue gun and this didn't work out, so you know, my errors.
My teeth came out.
My teeth just fell out.
Touch the door.
And by the way, I love watching those YouTubers that were mentioned in my video today. So if you guys want to check them out for the best SFX FX in painting and drawing videos, then you go right ahead and do it, because I did it and I love it. Right now I'm just swooping my hair in the direction, that side direction that Miss May who had hers in. But I hope you guys enjoy this video. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I hope you guys enjoy your Christmas. Have a very merry, happy Christmas, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.
Oh, she wouldn't do that.